Hello. So today we have another shell build challenge. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by how short this voiceover is. I say short, it's 25 minutes, but for me, that is an achievement because this was a big build and yeah, to be able to get it down to 25 minutes is impressive. But I do think part of that is to do with the fact because it's a shell and therefore I didn't have to think about how to build a house. I just had to roof it, which was the hardest thing I've ever done is roofing this. So this is, I think it's Little Simsy's second or third shell. I actually built it a while ago, at least over a week ago, I think. But I just haven't got round to doing voiceovers. If you've probably noticed, I haven't uploaded in like the last week properly. It's because I got ill and then I got overwhelmed with uni and now I'm just behind on everything and I'm really stressed. I'm going home on Thursday because we've got a creative learning week, which to normal people is a reading week. And I'm going to go home on Thursday until like a Monday after basically 11 days. And I was like, well, I really want to get into daily uploading and I'm trying hard, but it's also hard to fit everything in. So we're trying. So I am recording today. I'm gonna try and voice record at least about 4-5 videos, hopefully. I'm not sure. My boyfriend has gone to the library so I can voice record, which is good. Thank him, I guess. Because I feel too awkward to record around him. I have done it a couple of times, but when he's had a headset on, because he can barely hear me talk when I've got a headset on, like if I'm talking to him, so it's usually fine. But the other thing is, he's a bit noisy, so because I need him to be A, quiet, and B, not be able to hear me. And he didn't bring a headset because he thought I had mine, but I left mine at home because I didn't have room in my case. But yeah, I do not have long left of uni and I've got so much work to do and it's stressing me out. And then next year is my last year of uni. Oh, it's gone quick, but also very slow. I don't really know how to feel about that. I have this week I've got a performance lecture to do. Don't ask me what that is. I do not really know. So I need to do like some recording for that because I'm going to make a video, I think. And then I basically only came up with the idea for that like 2 days ago because before that I was going to do a quiz, but then I was like, quiz requires audience participation and most people don't participate very well, especially if you're one of the last ones to start talking. So I was like, that's a risky game, and then I'd feel even more awkward if no one's responding, so I just didn't bother. So I'm now going to make a video. Hopefully that goes all right. If not, it's only like a practice run, and then you get feedback so that you can improve for the final one. And then I think I've got 1,000 words to write for that as well about basically my artistic research process and like reflection on my performance lecture. And then what else have I got? I've got to do a proposal for a 4,000 word essay in 1,000 words. I think basically that subject that I'm doing is in preparation for our dissertation next year. So it's like every year we've kind of done a written subject and then this year we've done this one, and it's like slowly got closer and closer to what we'll be doing at a dissertation level. So this is like our first real proposal. And then obviously the one we do next year will be our real proposal for our dissertation. So hopefully I figure this out. I've got a rough idea of what I want to do, kind of, maybe. I'm not really sure. I'm going to do some brainstorming because my course is like feminism is for everybody. And it's about intersectionality and stuff. It's really interesting and I really love the tutor, but I don't know, it's just a lot of pressure to try and come up with a proposal, especially when we only got like the proper prompt on like Thursday, so we've got like a week basically. Because I knew I had to do one. I knew I had to do 1,000 words, but I didn't know what it was we were actually doing until it got uploaded online, and then that wasn't until our lesson last week, which is Thursday. And then it's due Thursday and I am stressing out. And then I've just got my normal painting practice to do. I've got 2 paintings to do for like a mini residential kind of thing. Well, 1 or 2, but I'm hoping 2. Then I've got 2 to do for a site-specific exhibition thing. And then I've got, else have I got? And then just general other work for that. So basically, I'm just stressed through the roof. I've got about, how many videos have I got to do? I think this is the 5th, and I've got, I think, 16 to do, or 14. So that's stressful, but I should be able to, I don't know, film another 2 after this at least in about an hour, because they're Let's Plays, and then I can edit it when I'm at home, as long as I've got it filmed, because my PC's obviously in Edinburgh at the moment and I'm going home. So as long as I have it filmed, I can edit it, because I've got those videos for this week already done. I did them like last week, and I edited them last night when my boyfriend stole my computer, and that's also why I am looking all the way up here, because my laptop's up there, because I edited everything on my laptop. Also, we're about 6 minutes through this build, which is about 1/5 of the way through, and I have not spoken about this build once. I can't even remember if I said what it was. It's a sorority. Now, I don't know if it turned out that much like a sorority, because I'm from the UK and we do not have sororities as far as I'm aware. But I wanted like a girly kind of communal vibe to it. So that's what we've got. I really like how it turned out. Well, actually, tell a lie. I like elements of it. I really struggled with the floor plan because I wanted it to fit 8 Sims. I think in the end I either got 7 or 8 in. I did originally want them to have their own bedrooms, but it just wasn't big enough for that. So there was kind of, I think, 2 single rooms, which I imagined like with double beds that like the president and maybe like the vice president would have. I think that's how sororities work. They have a president. I don't know. If I'm wrong, I apologise. And then I put in like 2 double beds downstairs in a shared room. And then I've got a couple of like single bed shared rooms, because I imagined they would be for like the like what do you call it, like the freshers, but I think you rush sorority, don't you? I'm not sure. I didn't really do any research in sororities. All I know about sororities is what I've learnt from Greek and some other films. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I mean, still technically accommodation for uni students. So I mean, there's still room for them. You don't have to call it a sorority. But I did imagine it to be all girls, so... Actually, there is a filter for that, isn't there? Because I've been playing my Discover University Let's Play, and I've just had my sim move into a house, and I was like, well, why is everyone here male? I literally have 1 female roommate and 6 male roommates, and I was kind of hoping that her friends would coincidentally move in and they'd, like, share a house together. And, like, I could say it was intentional, but... obviously, it's just how the game pans out. But then I ended up with 6 male roommates. But I think I can change the gender, can't I? So that might be something to do. Oh, sorry about that. Boyfriend decided to text me. He's a bit of a nightmare. I always am like, oh, I'm in the middle or something. And he'll be like, yeah, that's fine. And then he just like completely ignores me. And like just forgets completely. I only put 2 bathrooms in. I hope that's not an issue. I only put 1 bathroom in, which I hope isn't an issue. I guess you could convert one of the bedrooms if you need any more bathrooms, but then you'd probably lose at least 1 bed, so I don't know. So basically, I did try and make this room into 2, but it just didn't really work. It just made it really small. So what I ended up doing is like a shared room with double beds, where I imagined like maybe the higher up, like a couple of the higher up ones or the older ones decided that they wanted to share a room so that they'd have like more space, and I made that little communal. It's not really communal, but I kind of imagine they like sit on the sofa and just hang out and stuff, and like the other girls often go to their room. Because I mean, there's the president's room as well, and I put like a wine glass in the president's room because I imagined the girls like go there as well. Well, the room that I imagined to be the president's room, because I imagined the girls would go there as well. But yeah, I imagined this was kind of the other room that people would hang out in because it's the big one. I put some posters up. I don't know why. I just like the university posters quite a lot. I just quite like a lot of the stuff that came with university because it's very like IKEA, and I just feel like it's what most people have in their houses. I stuck to like quite a pink theme because I just kind of saw it and it's as an excuse to go quite girly. So it's like pink and blue, so like pastels, mostly pink, but some of the bedrooms are like bluey colours. I have kind of been building a lot of pink and blue recently. I do need to branch out, but I just like it. I go through phases, so I guess we'll have to wait till my next phase. I don't know what it's going to be. Probably not orange, because I'm really not a fan of orange decor or clothing, but especially decor. I can tolerate some clothes that are orange, but furniture is a no. But yeah, at least we know it's probably not orange, but you never know. I might change my mind, because I used to hate yellow, and now I love it. I love a bit of yellow. Like, there's a specific shade of yellow I like. It's kind of like a, I don't know, mustardy kind of yellow, but like a bit brighter. It's basically like sunflower yellow. So yeah, or like Dodie yellow as well. Yeah. I don't know if anyone else knows what that is. It's a YouTuber come singer who has like a shade of yellow that she calls Dodie yellow. I kept mostly the colour scheme is like, there is pink and like blue. It's mainly white. Like, I stuck to white furniture because I just really imagined it as this proper like girly kind of vibe. The only thing that doesn't really fit in is that outside I put like a bit of red brick, and it's, I don't know, I just liked it, and so it just stuck. And I thought, realistically as well, you move into a house, you don't get to choose the colour of the brick. Like, you can paint it, but I mean, sororities aren't going to be doing that. Like, uni students aren't going to be doing that. So right now we are decorating the president's house, and yeah, I really like this room, president's room. I think I went for like bluey colours in here. I put like a sofa in here as well, because again, I kind of imagined a couple of the bigger rooms like the places where people hang out and they like go for advice for the older ones. And I imagined the president sitting on like a little sofa and doing her work on there. So I put some like flashcards and I think like a tumbler, because I was like, you know, it's a uni house. People probably drinking every so often. She's like having a glass of wine, but out of a like a beer pong cup. Would you call it juice pong in this? So I was like, meh, that works, doesn't it? Maybe. Who knows? And then I turned to the weird little shaped room. Well, yeah, it's a weird shaped room because there was a wall that was like slanted. So I changed that into a bathroom because it just kind of worked as a bathroom. And then it's got a bath because I imagined it'd be nice if they had like a bath so you could like go have a soak. And then there's 2 showers. So, I mean, it's not too bad for bathrooms, I don't think. I think as long as you planned well, then it's probably enough bathrooms. And also, like, realistically, you probably don't have loads of bathrooms. I just don't know how annoying that is to play with in The Sims. But then I don't think I ever really have more than 2 bathrooms. And I do play with 8 Sims sometimes, so, because I do have a habit of playing, like, legacy families and then not moving people out, so it works. It's just, I don't know why I'm just like getting really itchy. It's whenever I start filming, I think it's because I'm really hyper aware of myself that I just like, my face starts itching and it's really annoying. So yeah, that's why I keep touching my face. I'm sorry if it's really irritating. It's irritating me too, like to look at, and obviously because it's itchy. I kind of give them quite pastel-y colour schemes. I think I make one of the rooms, I'm not sure, do I give them like peach walls, I think? But yeah, most of them are just like pink and blue, and then they're kind of, some of them are a bit more modern, some of them are a bit more like expensive looking. I'm not sure, because I wouldn't say they're like vintage looking, but they might have like those beds from university, those single ones. I feel like they look quite fancy, whereas like those are they Seasons beds, I think. Look, are they Seasons or Cats and Dogs? I think they're Cats and Dogs actually. Are quite like modern looking, I think, or at least like farmhousey at them least, but they don't look like fancy is what I'm saying. But I kind of like the swatches, and I thought they're still nice beds. Like, it's not an unrealistic kind of bed, I think, for the place. I kind of try and add in some little personality into the room, so I think there's like a sporty one, or there's a couple of sporty ones maybe, and then like an arty one, which I think it lives in the one downstairs, and I put some books on the thing to kind of suggest like what subjects they do maybe. But yeah, I didn't want them to all just be like blank rooms. I really like decorating for specific Sims, and obviously I don't have the Sims in mind for this, but when I decorate I try and make it so that there is some kind of like personality to the room, especially when I've already got the Sims pre-made. This blue room, I think it is, that I make, I put like underwater photography there. I don't think that chair's usable, but I thought it'd be nice because maybe she brings it out when she's got visitors. Do I leave? Oh, maybe I don't leave it in the corner. What do I put in the corner? Oh, I put in the lamp at the end. There you go. But I still don't think that chair's usable at the dressing table, but I think it looks nice, and I'm not really sure how many people actually use the dressing table because I don't. But I put like underwater photography because I imagined maybe she goes on like holidays, and then one of the like freshmen that's in that little tiny single room has a postcard board. So either she gets them from her family or she goes visiting places. So yeah, I also imagined this one was like quite into makeup, hence why I put like lots of makeup and stuff on the dressing table. I really love that OMSP shelf. I think OMSP stands for one more slot please, which is quite funny. I just think they're really useful in, I think it Sims 2. Basically in Sims 2 stuff worked really different, and so when you like have poses, you'd have a pose box, so people would make poses and assign them to these little boxes, and you'd click on the boxes and go through the poses like that. It was really strange. It was really cool though. It took me a while to get used to like Sims 3's way of doing it, which I can't actually remember. And then another thing was like OMSPs, I think in Sims 3 were like columns. It might have even been like that in Sims 2, and they were like set heights, so CC makers would make them so they're like a set height for a dressing table or a counter, and then you'd put your stuff on there, you'd move it around, and then you turn it invisible. So with that red shelf you can turn it invisible, but with the columns you'd have to, whereas like on Sims 4 one of the cool things is you can put something at a height and then it will stay at that height, so you can put something on that shelf and then move it like off the shelf and it will stay at the same height, whereas in Sims 3 it had to be on that column, or Sims 2, I'm not sure which one as I said, but it had to stay on that column for you to move it, and you couldn't like raise or lower things. But I don't know, what Sims game did you guys join on? Because I joined in like Sims 1, but I would have been not when it first started because I was really, really young. I think I probably was like 3 when it came out. I'm not sure because I feel it's 20 years of The Sims, wasn't it? So I would have been 2 when it came out. 2 or 1 when it came out. What am I? I am 21. See, I forgot my age. I got to track it. And it is the year 2020. So if it came out in 2000, then I would have been 1, I guess. Turning 2. Yeah, so I must have started playing Sims probably when I was about 5 or something, because it was my cousin who used to play it, and then she kind of got my sister into it, because my cousin and my sister are both quite a bit older than me. They're both in their 30s. So then they got me into it, and then what we'd do is my cousin would like give me her old packs. So once you had them installed on your computer, on Sims 1 and 2 I think as well, you'd only need the most recent one you've installed. So she would say install Sims 1 and then like install like say Hot Day, and then she'd be able to give me the Sims 1 base game, because then I could use the disc for it, and then she would only need the Hot Date disc. I don't know, it was pretty cool. Whereas like now obviously most stuff is done through a server, so it's like, I mean technically anyone can play on your account if you gave them your account, but then you can't be online at the same time. So I don't know, it's different. But yeah, it was pretty cool because obviously at that age I didn't really have like money. So it meant that I got to play this game that was really cool. And then when I got older I was still into it, and then obviously I started like getting the games from my mum and like my stepdad, and then I just carried on, and I'm still here. So I think I'm way too invested in The Sims. I'm such like a Sims weirdo basically, because I just like talk about The Sims, and I even managed to talk about it in one of my art things, because we had to do basically talk about like an everyday practice, which is just like some stupid term basically, but you basically had to talk about like something you do every day, and it wasn't allowed to be like art related. It had to be just like something random. So someone did like brushing their teeth, someone did like sweeping, you had to bring a prop. One of my friends brought her skateboard in because she skateboards, and so I spoke about The Sims, and then I didn't want to take like my laptop or computer, and well, I couldn't take my computer, so I just took some like screenshots, and then we had to talk to like people in our year as they came around to ask us like what our practice was. And I went to another, because we had to obviously go around to them as well, and I went to a cool one where it was like she wrote letters every day and then like sent them to her mum and stuff, because I think she's American, and obviously she's at uni in Scotland, so she'd like send them to her parents and friends and stuff. I think that's really nice. I really like letter writing. I've always wanted a pen pal because I really like the idea of like sending physical letters and stuff, but I do not have one, and I have never got one. I did try to do one through Tumblr, but it just didn't work. So I mean, when some lose some, you know, what are you gonna do? I had a garden. Does anyone find it really annoying that when you add like a fence, it like turns it into like a building? Because like a room, I'm like, it's not a room, it's outside, let me place a bloody fence. But in the end I used the what do you call it, the wall, the debug wall, there we go, from the live edit mode object bit cheat. Basically, I don't know, this house has got really similar vibes to the student townhouse that I built, especially the garden bit. Because, well, I mean, it's mainly the garden bit, because I added like the side garden for both of them, because I wanted to use the space. But on this one I added like this little pool with like some sun loungers, because I imagine them like laying out in the summer and like sitting around the pool. One on the lounger, like one on the floaty, 3 on the loungers, and then the rest just kind of sitting around. Added a little bar, because I imagine they'd host like parties and stuff there, and a keg. And I was like, would they have a real bar? And I thought probably not, but also they've got a keg, so I'm not really that bothered about like the juice aspect. But I think it's, I don't know, it makes it convenient. And I just had some speakers on the wall and a lemonade thing that I can't remember the name of. I think it's like summer drink tray, but it took me ages to find it because I can't remember the name of any of the objects. I had that issue yesterday as well, because I wanted to put a bunny ornament in my I've been building my real life house for a while, and by a while I mean I just haven't finished it yet. And what did I do? I was looking for like a bunny ornament, because my mum has a load of like animal ornaments in our garden, and I remembered that one existed, but I couldn't find it. And I was like searching, I was like rabbit, bunny, I just couldn't find it, and then I eventually did, but I had to like just scroll through till I found it, and it probably was very annoying to watch, so probably I am going to irritate myself and I have to watch that footage back, but what am I going to do? Can't really do a lot about that, so yeah. And then for landscaping, I've just started doing like random landscaping. I'm not good at landscaping, so I've just kind of started like throwing some trees around, adding some plants around, just making it like fill out the space a bit more. I don't know if it looks, I like how it looks, but I don't know if it looks that good or what, because again, landscaping is just not my thing, but I think it looks better than nothing. So, I mean, it's an improvement, I guess. I mean, someone tell me if it's an improvement, or someone give me some tips, because I have watched YouTube videos on how to landscape and I am still awful at it. I do not know how you do it. It's just not my area of expertise, but we're working hard to improve, so. Oh yeah, and I had neon bar signs because they're really cute, and I've got a real thing about them at the moment, and I just didn't realise they existed. And they also kind of remind me of my mum, because we had a party in summer. It was like my sister's leaving party because she moved to Liverpool, and also just like a general family gathering thing, and my mum insisted that she needed to buy a bar sign. And it's not like anything like really cool like those neon ones, it's just like one off Amazon that's like battery powered, and it's like just like little letters like this, and it just says bar, and it's pretty cool. But like, I was just like, why do you need that? You're going to use it like one time. So now we've just got this bar sign like sat on like the desk in one of the rooms, because my mum's like, oh well, it can live there now. And I was like, okay. But yeah, it just kind of reminds my mum, and also because flamingos. My mum's got this like thing about flamingos. I thought originally she didn't really like them, and it just kind of turned into a bit of a joke. But no, actually, she's apparently obsessed with them now. So she's got like a flamingo mat, flamingos in our garden. She brought a flamingo balloon for that party. I think she's getting some flamingo bed sheets, or has some. I don't know. It's insane. It does make me laugh though. I feel like I need more of that kind of stuff in The Sims, where it's just like maybe like llama bed sheets, like funny things. But anyway, this video is finishing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.